Hi, it's Sacha Fernandez. I'm out here in Pitt Town, and today we're actually shooting a series of landscape images. Pitt Town is located about an hour outside of the Sydney CBD along the M2 and M7. I came here this morning knowing that there would be some cloud action going on. I checked the weather forecast and I saw that there was a prediction of clouds, but I also saw a prediction of high winds later this afternoon. And it's just perfect. We've got the clouds going on to my left, and they're starting to move over the top of my head. It's also quite a renowned bird sanctuary, and we've got birds sweeping over the head as I shoot this video, and it's just beautiful. There's a slight wisp of wind, which is helping with long exposures that I'm shooting with my Sony A7R. I'm using the Mamiya 7 and 43mm lens. It's a film camera. As well, I'm using a solution from Lee. It's called the Lee Big Stopper. It's basically it's an ND filter that cuts out a lot of light. It retails for around $170 to $200. It's quite a bit of expensive glass that I've got on here, and it allows me to take long exposures. So typically a scene like this would meter at 1/30th, 1/50th of a second. I can now get a 1 minute exposure using the Lee Big Stopper. I've closed down my aperture right up to f/16, so not letting much light in, and I want to do an ultra long exposure with what remaining cloud there is in the sky, hopefully, and it's moving quite quickly. So I've closed it down to f/16, and that should, with the big stopper, with the Lee Big Stopper and another graduated filter in there, that should give me around 12 stops of filtration. So I'm going for a nearly 2 minute exposure so I can get that cloud moving. I'm winding, and that's the end of the roll. That's, I guess, one disadvantage of shooting. It could be an advantage as well, but with the Mamiya 7, it's a 6x7 film. Each film is basically 7 centimeters long, which only accords me basically 10 shots per roll of 120 film. So I have to get it right, and I've only got 10 chances, and then it's out with that roll and in with the new roll. Each roll costs about $10, and then to develop it and scan it, it's another $22, $23. So it gives a pretty expensive exercise. So as you could have seen in my previous shots, there's a lot of setting up, a lot of calculations, trying to get the exposure right, because each shot is worth pretty much $5. It's time to pack up. It's been another successful shoot at Pitt Town. A month ago, I didn't even know this area existed, and in the last 2 weeks, I've had 2 spectacular shoots here. 2 different types of shoots, actually. Last week, we had fog and mist, and it was a totally different atmosphere. This week we've had beautiful sunrise. We had colors exploding in the morning, and once the color dissipated, we had the dramatic clouds stay around and started to move across the scene. So I had some really long exposures going, and hopefully they'll come out as well, and I'll try and turn them into black and white. Pitt Town is a great area. I think it's very much underestimated. There's so many shooting options along the shoreline. There's a shed over there, which is also spectacular and gets really nice textures going. And just a couple of kilometers from here, there's another lagoon that's just waiting to be explored. So if you're ever out in the northwest, in the Windsor area, be sure to check into Pitt Town. You'll get some great photos.